Where You Can Stick the Sticker Price by Dave Barry. To a car salesman, selling cars is a game of strategy. And, as in any strategic game, the more you know about your opponent, the better. When you are at a dealership, the car salesman will ask you lots of questions in order to learn as much about you as he can. So to even the score, here are 4 important facts that you should know about him. Number 1, he needs you more than you need him. The car salesman is under a lot of stress. Since he works on commission, he doesn't eat or pay his rent if he doesn't sell a car. That's a lot to live with. In addition, his sales manager is constantly pressuring him to sell, sell, sell. Number 2, he's not really in control. The car salesman operates under the illusion that he is in control of the car buying situation, that he is running the show. He's confident and smooth, yet in actuality, you have the final say. He knows that at any point, you can simply say no and just walk away. Number 3, no matter what he says or does, it's probably all an act. The car buying situation is very theatrical. The car salesman is very much an actor. And it's safe to assume that much of his salesmanship and his lines and even his sincerity are often simply part of his performance. So do yourself a favor and don't believe any of it. Number 4, he can't fully be trusted. When you ask the car salesman a question, he may give you an honest answer, or he may lie. Or he may say he doesn't know the answer because he really doesn't know the answer. Or he may say he doesn't know because he wants you to think that he's not as smart as he really is. So to protect yourself, it pays to never fully trust any car salesman, no matter how friendly you may get with him and no matter how much you like it. In this humorous story from the book, Dave Barry Talks Back by Dave Barry, the author tells you a little bit about car salesmen, as well as giving you important advice about the strange and curious phenomenon known as car buying. We are attempting to purchase a new car, and I have just one teensy little question. Why won't they tell you how much it costs? I mean, let's just say you're in the market for a rutabaga. You go to the supermarket, and there, plain as day, is a sign stating the price of the rutabaga, allowing you to decide instantly whether it is in your price range. If it is, you simply pay the amount and take your rutabaga home, and you hurl it into your garbage disposal. At least, that's what I would do, because I hate rutabagas. But when you walk into a car dealership, you are entering consumer hell. There is no easy way to find out what the actual price of any given car is. Oh sure, there is a sticker price, but only a very naive, fungal creature just arrived from a distant galaxy would dream of paying this. In fact, federal law now requires that the following statement appear directly under the sticker price. Warning to stupid people, do not pay this amount. The only way to find out the real price is to undergo a fraternity-like initiation. First, you squint at the sticker, which lists the car's 163 special features, none of which you could ever actually locate on the car because they all sound like rocket parts, as in transverse mounted induced torque modality propounders. Then, a salesperson comes sidling towards you in an extremely casual fashion. Do not attempt to escape, however. An experienced car salesperson can sidle great distances at upwards of 45 miles per hour, and chatters on a length about the many extreme advantages of whatever car you are looking at. It has your reverse shafted genuine calfskin bivalve exuders. But if you ask him the true price, he will make some vague, Confucius type statement like, Dave, we are definitely willing to go the extra mile to put a smile on your face. But how much does it cost? You say. Dave, he says, lowering his voice to indicate that you and he have become close personal friends. Frankly, Dave, name of whatever month it is, has been a slow month. And I think, Dave, that if we sit down and cut bait, we can come up with a number that we can play ball with. What number? You say. Tell me the number. Dave, he says, I think if we both pull our oars here, we can put the icing on the cake while the iron is still hot. The easiest solution, of course, is to simply pull out a loaded revolver and say, "Tell me how much this car costs or I will kill you." But unfortunately, it is still a misdemeanor in some states to shoot a car salesperson. So eventually, you have to start guessing at the price. Is it more than $9,500? It is very similar to the childhood game 20 questions, only it takes much longer because instead of saying yes or no, the salesperson always answers, "Let me talk to my manager." The manager is comparable to the Wizard of Oz, an omnipotent being who stays behind the curtain and pulls the levers and decides whether or not the Cowardly Lion will get a free sunroof. I have never heard a conversation between a manager and a salesperson, but I assume it goes like this. Salesperson: "He wants to know if it costs more than $9,500. Can I tell him?" Manager: "How many times have you called him, Dave?" Dave: Salesperson: 1,672 times. Manager: "Not yet." So it can take hours to determine the true price, and this is just for one car. If you want to find out the price of another brand of car, you have to go through the entire fraternity initiation all over again. And there are hundreds of brands of cars out there. Thousands of them. Back when I was a child and Abraham Lincoln was the president, there were only about 4 kinds of cars, all of them manufactured by General Motors. But how you see new dealerships springing up on a daily basis, selling cars you've never heard of, cars whose names sound like the noise that karate experts make just before they break slabs of concrete with their foreheads. Hyundai! So far, the cars we have looked at include the Mimosa Uhuru 2000 LXJ, the Mikado Sabrina Mark XVIX MLCM, the Ford Pelagrasso, which is actually the same as the Chevrolet Sombrero, the Jeep Violent Savage, and the Chrysler Town Center Coup de Grace, which is manufactured partly in Asia, engine, transmission, and body, and partly in the United States, Ashtray. They are all fine cars, but at the present time, based on our discussions with the various salespersons, we find ourselves leaning toward the Rutabaga.